Alright, dice goblins and rulebook wizards. Think you know D&D inside and out? Well, I've got news for you. There are rules hiding in plain sight that even veteran players forget. Today, we're uncovering 5 D&D rules that'll make you go, wait, that was a thing? Stick around, because in the next few minutes, you'll learn game-changing rules that could save your character's life, or give your DM new tricks. Your next session is about to get a serious rules upgrade. Let's kick things off with a rule that's often swept under the rug. Surprise rounds aren't actually a thing in 5e. I know, mind-blowing, right? Here's the deal. Instead of a surprise round, D&D uses a condition called surprised. At the start of combat, if you're surprised, you can't move or take an action on your first turn, and you can't take a reaction until that turn ends. Why does this matter? Well, it completely changes how we handle ambushes and sneak attacks. Let me explain this quickly. First, everyone rolls initiative as normal. Then, the DM determines who's surprised. Those that are surprised are basically sitting ducks for their first turn, but, and this is crucial, they snap out of it at the end of that turn. If your sneaky rogue rolls high on initiative, they might get 2 turns before that surprised enemy can even blink. Now picture this. Your party is ambushing a group of goblins. Initiative is rolled. The rogue gets a 20, the goblins get a 15, and the fighter gets a 10. The rogue goes first, stabbing a goblin. Then, on the goblin's turn, they're still surprised, so they do nothing. But wait, they're no longer surprised at the end of their turn, so when the fighter's turn comes up, those goblins can now react. See how this changes the game. No more free rounds of everyone wailing on surprised enemies. It's more dynamic, more balanced, and frankly, more exciting. Another often overlooked gem: inspiration. Yeah, that thing your DM mentioned once in session 0, and then everyone promptly forgot about. Inspiration is a reward your DM can give you for good role-playing, clever ideas, or basically anything they think deserves a gold star. It's like a pat on the back, but with mechanical benefits. When you have inspiration, you can use it to gain advantage on one attack roll, saving throw, or ability check. That's right, you get to roll 2 d20s and take the higher number. Pretty sweet, huh? But here's the thing that most people miss. You either have inspiration or you don't. There's no stockpiling it like Dragon's Gold. If you get inspired while already having inspiration, you can actually give that new inspiration to another player. Spread the love, people. Now, why does this matter? Well, for starters, it encourages awesome role-playing and creative problem-solving. Plus, it gives players an advantage for those pivotal moments. Imagine using that inspiration for a death-saving throw. If you're a DM, keep some shiny tokens or special D20s on hand. When a player does something inspiration-worthy, toss them that token. It's a physical reminder that screams, hey, you've got a free advantage in your pocket. And players, don't hoard your inspiration like a dragon with trust issues. Use it. The more you use it, the more likely your DM is to hand out more. It's a beautiful cycle of inspiration and advantage. So next session, be the one to ask, hey DM, what about inspiration? Your fellow players might look at you funny, but trust me, they'll thank you when that clutch roll comes around. Alright, time for a rule that'll make your rogues sit up and pay attention. Hiding isn't just saying, I hide. I know, shocking, right? To hide, you need to make a dexterity, stealth check, sure, but you also need to not be clearly visible. That means you need some kind of cover or obscurement. Even if you successfully hide, you reveal your location when you make a noise or an attack. So much for hiding and taking pot shots all day long. For DMs, this means you can create more dynamic environments. Suddenly, that empty room becomes a tactical challenge when you add some pillars or create some shadows. And for players, it encourages creativity. Can't find cover? Maybe create some. Knock over a table, conjure some fog, or wait for your wizard buddy to cast darkness. A tip from me is that If you're hidden when you attack, you still get advantage on the roll. But remember, after that attack, you're not hidden anymore. Choose your moment wisely. Oh, and one more thing. Just because you're hidden doesn't mean enemies stop looking for you. They're not goldfish, they remember you exist. So next time your rogue says, "I hide," ask them where. Watch as they frantically scan the battlefield for something to hide behind. Alright, for rule number 4, I'm going with spell components. I know, most of us treat them like the terms and conditions we never read. But trust me, this is important. Spells can have 3 types of components. Verbal, V, somatic, S, and material, M. And yes, your spellcaster needs to actually have these to cast the spell. Verbal components mean you need to be able to speak. So if you're gagged, underwater, or in a zone of silence, tough luck, wizard. Somatic components require you to wave your hands freely. Tied up? No magic missile for you. And material components. Oh boy, unless you have a component pouch or spellcasting focus, you need the exact materials listed. Want to cast Fireball? You better have bat guano and sulfur on hand. I'm not kidding. Now, why does this matter? Well, for one, it adds a layer of strategy to spellcasting. Suddenly, disarming the wizard isn't just about taking their wand, but also about gagging them or tying their hands. For players, it means thinking ahead. Maybe keep some bat guano in your pocket. You know, just in case. And DMs, this opens up so many possibilities for challenges. Imagine your players trying to cast spells while swimming, or in a room where sound doesn't travel. Here's a fun fact. Some high-level spells require expensive components that are consumed in the casting. Resurrection needs a diamond worth at least 500 gold pieces. No diamond. No bringing back the dead. Talk about raising the stakes. So, next time you're about to cast a spell, take a quick look at those components. It might just save you from an awkward, I guess I can't actually cast that moment in the middle of a boss fight. We've now reached our final forgotten rule. Concentration. No, I'm not talking about what you need to get through this video. I mean the spell mechanic that so many of us gloss over. Many spells, especially the really powerful ones, require concentration. And here's the kicker. You can only concentrate on one spell at a time. I'll give you a moment to let that sink in. That means no. Your wizard can't have fly, invisibility, and haste all going at once. If you take damage while concentrating on a spell, you need to make a Constitution saving throw to maintain it. The DC is 10 or half the damage you take, whichever is higher. Fail that save, and poof, your spell goes bye-bye-bye. Why does this matter? Well, it's a massive balancing mechanic. It prevents spellcasters from becoming walking Swiss Army knives of magical effects. For players, it means making tough choices. Do you keep up that barrier spell, or drop it for a quick invisibility? And DMs, this opens up tactical options. Want to shut down that pesky druid's call lightning? Focus fire and force those concentration checks. If you're a spellcaster, consider taking the Warcaster feat. It gives you advantage on concentration checks. Your DM will love you for remembering the rule, and hate you for being so hard to disrupt. Oh, and don't forget, casting another concentration spell automatically ends the first one. There it is, 5 D&D rules that often slip through the cracks. Remember, knowing these isn't about being a rules lawyer. It's about making your game smoother, fairer, and arguably more fun. Plus, dropping these knowledge bombs at your next session. Priceless. Now I'm curious. What rules did I miss? What's that one rule you always have to remind your group about? Drop it in the comments below. Your fellow players will thank you. If you enjoyed this rules roundup and want more D&D tips, tricks, and maybe a few terrible puns, smash that subscribe button like a barbarian who just entered a rage. This is Banana Breakdown, turning rules confusion into D&D profusion. Until next time.